Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Kezia Hinds Show. I am Kezia and thank you so much for joining me again. It is season 3, episode 4. I've been carrying this show for 3 whole seasons and now I truly seen how much it has grown. And like our elders always say, hard work does pay off. I do love sharing with you all. The road isn't always straight, as we know. There are curves we all have to navigate, but it's those curves that build and strengthen our character. This week, I want to do something new. I just want to address a question I received a few times, and it is the Kezia Hinds Show scripted or are you reading from a script? And the answer is yes. Like most shows of this nature, I do work from a script, especially since I've worked in broadcasting 21 years ago. And even back then, scripting was part of the process. But that being said, I definitely ad-lib too. I've even had someone tell me that I sound like AI, but this is me, this is my real voice, it is not enhanced. Unless I got an interview lined up or footage from an event, I also don't usually pre-plan the show in full. I try, but sometimes I plan way too early and during the week something new happens and I end up shifting the whole direction. That's what I love most about this show. It just flows. Even when I'm outside recording, I often find myself guided in a totally different direction. And this week, I am recording from the comfort of my home because it is so cold outside and I'm really not ready to face the weather head on. But I just wanted to show up for me, for you, and for this show, and most importantly, for this journey that we're on together. The show continues to grow and it is starting to get way more attention than before. And as we all know, when the spotlight finds you, it brings out both the good and the not so good. But honestly, none of that really matters. What does matter is that I am sitting in my own lane and I'm walking through the doors that are opening up for me, and you should do the same too. For too long, I've hid myself because the spotlight did burn me before. Being seen but unable to process your life lessons in private can take a toll on your mental health, and I am really no exception. But what I didn't have back then, I carry with me now, and that is wisdom that I've earned through time and years of trial and error. So when you know better, I always say you start to do better. When you do start walking in your purpose, there are a few things you can count on. The naysayers, those who really should focus on their own calling, but instead they challenge yours. Believe it or not though, their role is very necessary. They make you stop and ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? That moment, that decision to either give up or keep going always leads to growth. Whether you give up, it still leads to growth. You're always on the right path. And then we have our supporters. They're just as important as the critics. Their voices, though, affirm you. They lift you up and they push you forward. And in many ways, they're both like the voices in our heads, the good one and the not so good one. So how do we overcome both? We just choose which voice we want to listen to and we walk with that one. So something happened recently, speaking of voices, that completely caught me off guard, but in the best way. I was minding my own business, the business that pays me, when my 7-year-old asked, "Hello, are you Kezia Hinds from the Kezia Hinds Show?" I laughed and I said, "Yes, live and in living color." Then he asked, "No." Then he said, "Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan." And I smiled and asked, "Really?" And with all the confidence in the world, he replied, "Yes, of course, you're my mom." So I told him, like I always do, not because I'm your mom, you have to be my biggest fan. But without missing a beat, he said to me, I don't care. And it's true. I am your biggest fan. And I've seen him watch my show many times behind my back. So get this water out of my left eye, please. Because let me tell you, sometimes we really wonder if the work we're doing is being noticed, if the love we pour out to others and the strength we try to hold on to or even to give to others, if it is being felt. And then a moment like that happens, and you really realize that even if the world misses it, your children, they're watching you. They see the sacrifices, they see all the hard works, and sometimes they're our biggest fans too. So to every parent, every caregiver, every dreamer, keep going. You never know who's looking up to you, and even at home, even in your quiet times, you are making an impact. Before I go, I will like to leave you with an affirmation from my book, 111 Positive Thoughts Give Yourself Grace. And intuitively, it says, I am grateful for the beauty of life. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I'll see you again next week, 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for another episode. Until then, be kind to yourselves and kind to others. Take care.